Hi, it's Bruce Linton from the Father's Forum with a video today on how to have a happy marriage, especially if you have kids, particularly young children. So it's the holiday season now, but I think this video is going to be good all year round. But I think the holidays intensify family interactions, and especially when you have young children. It seems like from Thanksgiving to Christmas through the New Year's, it's often a challenging and somewhat tense time. Okay, so let's get started. The title's a little deceptive, but I decided to go with it to maybe draw you in having a happy marriage. I'm not sure that happiness is what we're looking for here ultimately. Happiness seems to be well, one day we're happy, the next day we're not. It seems to be very fickle happiness. So I think it would be really more how to have a contented marriage, how to feel content with the life that you've created. And I'm not saying they're not challenges or difficulties, but the deeper stream of contentment can run deep underneath all of your life's challenges. So, to begin with, you're going to have to make a very important decision. Is life a burden and everything is a hassle? Or is life an adventure and there's lots of challenges, but it is an adventure to be having the experiences you're having because you're learning so much about yourself? And so here's the first thing. When you're struggling with your partner, husband, wife, partner, significant other, um, and you're aware of your inner frustration, the first step is to pause. And can you pause a little and take stock of what you're feeling? Very important. And after the pause, you begin to notice, well, maybe this is something you should talk with them about. Maybe it's something that dissipates. I often find with a little bit of pause that sometimes what I was so aggravated about seems to dissolve. Other times when it stays with me, then I want to talk to Carolyn about it. And that's a good first step. Now, sometimes those discussions go very well, and sometimes they don't. So then I've got to go to pause two and see what can I do. And here is a very important point. I believe one person can make the marriage work. So I'm always working with myself, trying to figure out what is this stirring up in me. Now, if you're married to somebody or partnered with somebody who's basically a good person, but they may be a very different person from you, then that's something to watch about yourself. Like, why aren't they more understanding of the way I would like to do things? Or why don't things work out more the way I would like to construct them? And this is particularly important when you have young kids because it all comes out around the parenting, right? Um, so I know that Carolyn is a terrific person and I care about her very deeply, but sometimes it's extraordinarily frustrating. I don't think she gets me at all. And we've talked about that, and I think sometimes she feels the same way. But when she's not getting me or understanding me, or something's coming up around our families that's not really working very well, then I think it's best for me to look inside myself and say, well, where is this taking me? What am I learning about myself in this situation? And oftentimes I find my own frustrations from, I guess you just call them injuries or wounds from the family I grew up in, from my expectations in life, and that what I'm really disappointed about has something to do more with my ability to kind of accept things as they are. And it's a very Zen concept here. Accept things as they are and kind of get more of a, I guess I would call it an aerial view on the emotions and the feelings or the situation. Like when I'm this close to it, it seems so difficult. But if I can allow myself to get back and look at it with a little wider perspective, it doesn't seem quite as intense. And so that helps me work with what is. And as I'm saying, is if you're basically with somebody you care about and you know they're a decent, loving human being, then I think it resides within each of us to find a way to be comfortable and not letting our disappointment and frustration lead us in the direction of, why can't you change? Why can't you do it my way? Why can't you be a different person? When we should be developing a sense for how lovely is this person, how much I can appreciate that they just want to do things very different than me. And then, so those are the steps: pause, see if it evaporates. If it doesn't, discuss. If that doesn't go well, pause again. And then you can either revisit the discussion or, now being a therapist, marriage and family therapist in particular, I have a bias at that point to say if you can't work it out with each other, and this has been true for Carolyn and I too, then it is helpful to meet with somebody who you might be able to discuss these things with. Because it's sometimes felt like, well, we're just going to have the same argument and we're not able to move forward. So, with no ability to have any success in us resolving it, then seeing a therapist is helpful. But we've always come back to, and I've always appreciated this with Carolyn, that we work through whatever it is. We'll maybe not work through it in terms of resolve it, but we're both committed to working on the relationship, which for some people seems like, that's too much effort and trouble and struggle. It's really much more of a delight, and it has led me to believe that I can feel secure by knowing this person isn't threatening to abandon me, divorce me, strangle me, which she may like to do at times, but willing to say, let's stay with this and we'll just go forward. And sometimes we don't feel good, but we go forward anyway because we have a secure base with each other. And that's this all leads to having a secure base with your partner where you feel you're both in it together. Agreement isn't the ultimate um, goal, but you're going through the experiences together and that you realize it's an adventure, such an adventure, sharing your life with another person and raising children. Zorba the Greek said, the house, the wife, the kids, the whole catastrophe. So appreciating how the whole catastrophe is really a very rich and wonderful experience, and how by your commitment to each other, you're feeling more and more secure in your life. And that leads ultimately to this feeling I'm describing as a kind of deep feeling of contentment. You're not happy every day. One day you're happy, the next day you're not, maybe you have 3 happy days and one bad day. But anyway, you do start to feel that deep stream of contentment running through your life. Okay, well, thank you for listening. Videos are coming out every couple of weeks now, so please sign up if you'd like to and visit fathersforum.com for more information about my work with dads in particular. Okay, take care now. Bye bye.